In this instructional video, we'll show you the steps to a field hockey straight hit.
First step, when choosing your stick, it needs to be at your hip length.
When completing a straight hit, you want to have your left hand at the top of the stick and bring your right hand right underneath that left hand to have the most power behind your shot. You also have to be in an athletic stance, bending your knees so you can get the most power out of your legs. When you go to hit the ball, you want to have the ball off your left foot, in front and in space. Your hands together and make sure there's a good enough step in between you and the ball. It's important to make sure that the ball is about a foot away in front of you, or you won't be able to cock back and hit the ball correctly.
Alright, and then when you swing backwards, you want it to be right here, not like this, not like this, like this.
You don't want the stick to be too high or get called for high sticking. You don't want the stick to be too low or you're not going to have enough power behind the ball. That's why it's important to have it about midway and get enough power behind it.
When hitting the ball, it's important to follow through at your target so your ball goes directly towards your target. So I'm hitting the fence, long line. So I'm going to roll it.
Notice how Lindsay's head doesn't come up until the ball has been released off her stick. It's also important to keep your head and chest over the ball so it doesn't pop up or go in another direction when you're hitting. As you can see here, Lindsay does a good job at keeping her head and chest in line with her hit to make sure it goes in the intended direction.
Oh, it scared me.
In field hockey, a straight hit is used in many different situations. For example, seen here, it can be used to hit off the corner. It can also be used to simply just pass the ball to one another on the field. Here are some examples of the professionals using the straight hit. As we can see here, Great Britain has just scored off of a corner with a straight hit from the top of the circle. Here, Australia is using the straight hit to enter the circle off of a transition play. Notice how the player has the ball out a good foot in front of him in order to have a strong hit into the middle to hit his player for a deflection goal. Once again, notice how the straight hit is being used to attack the circle and hit a deflection player. As we can see here, she attacks the right-hand side. This is her strong side. This approach gives her the most power behind the ball when she's crossing across the circle. In this clip, notice the ball and body placement of the Indian player. He gives himself enough room to fit a quick backswing in while crossing it. After seeing all the professional examples, let's run through the steps one last time. First, place the ball out in front of your left foot. Second, bend your knees to get power behind your shot. Third, keep your head and chest down, making sure the ball goes in the direction that you want. Fourth, get your power from your backswing in your arms. 5. Follow through in the direction that you want the ball to go in.